What is going on, everybody? I am back today to talk about a film that has been out for a couple of weeks now, and this movie is based off of a very popular anime series. And I am not the most knowledgeable when it comes to anime, but I very much enjoy this show. And the movie is based on the show, but you don't necessarily have to have seen the show to watch the movie. And I've been really looking forward to going and watching the movie. And the film I'm going to be discussing with you today is Spy Family Code White. Spy Family Code White is directed by Takashi Katagiri. While under the guise of taking his family on a weekend winter getaway, Lloyd's attempt to make progress on his current mission, Operation Strix, proves difficult when Anya mistakenly gets involved and triggers events that threaten world peace. So I was very excited to watch this movie because I am a huge fan of the anime and I've seen every episode and been really looking forward for this to be released. And it was a lot of fun. It's a flawed movie and it's obviously taking what is normally a show that's like 18, 20-minute episodes and stretching it in to an hour and 50-minute long movie. But I think the way that they pace this thing out and the way the story is structured and how certain things are revealed makes it a very entertaining experience overall, and I'm excited to tell you about it today. So if you're unfamiliar with Spy Family, the basic premise is Lloyd Forger is a spy, and his spy name is Twilight. He's one of the best spies that has ever lived, and he is tasked with this mission called Operation Strix, where he is meant to infiltrate this school to approach this political leader, Donovan Desmond. And the entirety of the show is he adopts this young girl, Anya, who's living at an orphanage, and he adopts her, and she has the ability to read people's minds, and he adopts her as his daughter. He ends up meeting this woman, Yor, who, unbeknownst to him, is an assassin and one of the best assassins that has ever lived. And the two of them start spending some time together, and she is worried at her job that she will be called out for what she does or someone will find out who she is. And so the two of them mutually agree to fake be married and raise this child together so they continue to live their secret lives where neither one of them knows what the other one is, but their young daughter that they've adopted knows exactly who they are. And so that's the dynamic of the show. And they have this cute little dog, Bond, who is able to see in the future. And it's just really cute and ridiculous and over the top. So we're dropped into a day-to-day life with the family. And Anya goes to this very prestigious school because that's where this predominant political leader's son goes that they're trying to get closer to. And for her to be at the top of her class to get invited to this party, she has to gain these awards through school. And it's called Stella's. And she is told that there's going to be a project in their class where they're going to bake a dessert. And the judge of the dessert challenge is, I believe, the principal of the school. And because Lloyd is incredible at spying, he finds out that that principal's favorite dessert is this very regionally specific dish that has changed where he comes from, and it's not like it is everywhere else. He decides to take the family on a getaway over the weekend so that Anya can taste that recipe and they can learn how to make it together. But while they're on that trip, they run into this government agency, and this set of circumstances happen that Yor and Lloyd have to fight to keep Anya safe. So as I said, I thought this movie was incredibly enjoyable. My favorite part of this series is the characters. I think there's something so fun about the way that these characters are written, and it's really easy to just kind of sit back and relax and enjoy the goofy situations they get in. Lloyd is very stuck up and precise in his job, and he doesn't really laugh or act excited about a whole lot, and so when he gets in these ridiculous situations, it makes it a lot funnier when he has to kind of challenge his personality. Yor on the outside is this very vibrant, bubbly, happy person, but she's this vicious killer, and so it's really interesting to see the two of them in these wacky situations and how they react. Anya is just a cute little kid who gets into trouble quite often, and what's really interesting is there's this little event that happens in the movie that sets off much larger events, and the way it plays out is just absolutely absurd. I love the animation style of this show and this movie. I think what's really cool is you see the traditional style, and it's very similar to a lot of other anime that you can watch out there. But the cool part is the level of detail in the animation, and that there's different styles of animation used throughout the entire runtime of the film. And so visually, it's just very easy to stay captivated because how often the animation is changing and how much attention to bit detail there is in the animation in the show. And I thought that was really cool, especially like the way this town they were going to visit was animated. I think it was really beautiful, and it was very easy to just kind of take in the scenery and enjoy it. And what I like about this is it won't necessarily impact the trajectory of the show, but there's enough emotional beats throughout that kind of help the characters grow a little bit and see where they're at in their relationship. And I think that that really adds on to the overall experience of the show as a whole. And they're creating these characters that have very complicated lives. I mean, Lloyd had a lot of tragedy when he was younger, and he's put into this situation where he's a spy. And so he's living through a lot that he went through when he was a kid, but he kind of tries to shut off emotionally completely because he's afraid to feel the way he did it as a child, where Yor is very protective of her younger brother and had that close relationship with her younger brother growing up. And she's taken this very heavy job where she kills these people, and she's really good at it. But she also, you can tell she yearns for a regular life and to sort of just be a person. And so it's interesting to see their two characters and what they have to go through emotionally throughout the show. And then you have Anya, who was in an orphanage, who was abandoned as a kid and doesn't know who her real family is, and really just wants a mom and dad. And so the emotional dynamics of the show can be relatively complex in moments, and that's what I like, is that it's a slice of life family movie and show, but they do a really great job at writing the characters in a way that there's a lot of depth and they can continue to grow. My issues with this movie, like I said, normally the episodes are about 20 minutes. This is an hour and 50-minute long movie. There's certain things added in that make it feel like it's a little bit padded, but I think because the characters are really entertaining, it's easy to stay charmed by it. It's not like you feel like you're trapped in this world or like you're never going to get the movie over with, but there are some repetitive things that you can pick up on in the movie. And there were some moments where there were plot devices introduced, and then it was kind of just there to get to the next thing, and it's not really wrapped up pretty with a bow or anything. It's like, okay, it's like watching an elongated episode of the show, but I'm willing to excuse that because of how entertaining it is overall. I do think some of the writing of Yor's character in particular, they can kind of have her come across as a little like empty-headed in moments, and it bugs me because of how intelligent her character is and how good her character is at her job. And they do similar things with Lloyd in moments where there's like really obvious stuff happening where you're like, okay, these two are like the best in their respective fields. But I think some of the way they portray Yor's character, especially being the woman in the show, there are things that I think could be written a little bit differently to make her character a little bit better. But I still enjoy the experience overall. I think it's a lot of fun. It's a really simple show that's easy to engage with. There are some incredibly violent moments, which always takes me by surprise, but I love the way that the violence is written into the show. And I just had a blast watching this. It's a really easy and simple and fun movie to watch, and it's a fun show to get into if you've never watched it. I've reviewed the seasons on my channel before. They're a lot of fun, and I really had a great time at the movies with this one. So have you seen Spy Family Code White? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you thought. I thought this movie was really entertaining. I had a ton of fun with it, and I'll be really excited to watch it again. As always, if you can like the video and subscribe to the channel, it helps me out a lot and lets me know the type of content you're looking for. I'm always putting out new material and look forward to getting more out for you in the near future. And as always, everyone, thank you so much for watching, and have a great rest of your day.